to Keeping Up with Linda. Happy New Year, guys! Thank you for tuning in. Well, it's cold outside, so there's nothing we can do there. Let's get busy inside. Yep, it's rug making time. Remember all those clothes from last year that you don't want anymore? Recycle it. Let's transform it and make a beautiful, beautiful rug. So I'm going to be using burlap for the base, this nice piece of fabric for the lining. This is my used clothing that I've selected already. You're also going to be needing some tools. A measuring tape, scissors, and of course a sewing machine. And for now, that's about it. So the plan here is to make a round rug with a design on it. I'd like to make a compass design, or a windrose design, or a North Star design. I like that, the North Star design. I think I'm going to be calling it the North Star Project. It's time to cut these guys into a beautiful circle so we can get started. Let's cut it. And I'm going to leave just a teeny bit extra material just for the stitching. Almost there. This is the room where the rug is going to be once finished. And I think it's a good rug size for the space that I have here. Ta-da! Now it's time to create the design, and it's time for a lot of decision making when it comes to the design, to colors, what's gonna go where. It's taking shape and I'm getting excited. Before I do anything else, I'm gonna have to secure the material right there. So I'm gonna have to do like a little zigzag, like I call it, to secure all these fibers in place. I'm using whatever thread I already had on the machine because it's not going to be showing at the end anyway. So that's the zigzag I'm talking about, to keep all these little pieces of fabric in place while I work on the rug. And we're done. So the circles are ready. The next step is to draw the actual design on the burlap, just so I can follow that design once I'm sewing the material. And for that, I'm going to need some help. Making a star is, drawing a star, it's not as easy as I thought. I've been trying on paper. Wow. Okay, start time. So my husband measured it and marked it, and now I'm gonna draw it. Let's see what happens here. Looks good. Perfect. Looks cute. What do you think? Wow, look at it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful as it is. I hope I'm not going to ruin it with the material after. So what I'm trying to share with you today, guys, is not the design that I am trying to achieve here. It is the technique that I'd like to share with you. So I'm going to be using these little square pieces. This is a technique that was shown to me by someone back home in Portugal. I thought it was really neat because the finishing is flawless. So basically, this is how it goes. You grab one of the pieces, fold it in half, creating a triangle like this, and then you fold it again, and you have this little triangle, and then you're gonna sew it on there. I'm gonna grab another one, do the same thing, and you sew it there. And you go around the carpet. When you come back, you start another row, and it's gonna be sewn like this. It's very cool, and like I said, the finishing is so nice. There's no thread slinging around. Alright, so like that. Something like that. The measurements, it's up to you. I picked 2.5 inches by 2.5 because I want this to be like full, and the smaller it is, the fuller it is. If it's bigger, the squares are bigger, then there's more flat areas. This way you have more of a cushion. So that's the idea. Alright, so preparing the material, a nice t-shirt. So let's clean it up. So we're going to be making a grid 2.5 by 2.5 inches. Perfect. So I'm trying to be precise, but if it's off by a little bit, it still works. Cutting time. The sleeves I'll be using later. I can still take quite a few squares from there. Okay, it's a little cute pile. Nice. Can't wait to start sewing. So excited. So if your material does what this one's doing, if it curls up on you, be sure to fold it and use 2 layers at all times, because I find that it helps. Otherwise it just curls up like that and it's kind of difficult to cut. So if I don't cut the ends, if I don't cut there and I don't open it here yet, the material doesn't have a chance to curl up on me. So, you know, we learn as we go. It all depends on the material that you're using. So now that I have quite a bit of material prepared, I'm gonna start sewing. These are the colors that I want to start with. I'm excited to see how it turns out. Let's get started. I've decided to start with the green color. I'm gonna start sewing on my base, on my burlap, but I'm gonna be leaving a little bit of the material to attach the lining later once I'm done. I'm gonna leave about 1/2 inch, like a little border, 1/2 inch. Because I don't know if I'm gonna have enough green to go around, once in a while I'm gonna throw a beige one in there, just in case. So if there's not enough, at least it doesn't look too bad. So the first row is done, and now we're going to continue. We'll be positioning the next fabric, the next triangles, like this. And this way we hide the burlap that's in between there. The other thing that I tried to do is overlapping the pieces a little bit. So having this one come over this one, so when I sew it doesn't bunch all together. So I'm using this little screwdriver to lift the material there, and it's working. I'm pretty much at the end of round 2. There were a few hiccups with the machine. It wasn't sewing properly, so I have to fix this part here that didn't sew. Now I'm just gonna go over this area again, and it should be fine. Okay, so it looks like from here on it was fixed. So row number 2 is done. I started with green, and every once in a while I would put in a beige one. Row number 2 is beige, and once in a while there's a green one. Once in a while I'm gonna see stuff like this, and then this is something I'm gonna have to fix by hand later. Now the plan is to introduce some burgundy on the 3rd row. I'll continue with beige and green, and then once in a while one of these. we need to always overlap them like that. Sometimes I get distracted and then next thing you know this thing is like over here, and that's not what I wanted. I want it over here, hiding this connection here, so it has to be there. Then I have to lift this and put it under, overlapping it like that, and it works. It's taking shape. Preparing more material. Time to cut. Good, so there's a new color. Good. So I can go back to sewing. Introducing brown now. So I'm done with the big circle, the outer circle. This is done. Preparing some more material. So these are the colors that I'm going to be working with for now. So it'll be the green, the burgundy, this one here, that's really nice, and then the white. Now the real work begins. Creating the North Star design on this area rug. That's going to be the challenge. I've been practicing here already. We'll see how that goes because it's really pointy. Wish me luck. So finally, I think I figured this out. To start on my North Star design, I had to cut my material way smaller than it was before, and hopefully it's gonna work. I think it needs to be even smaller. The tip of each star is my problem right now, but I'm trying to make it work. We'll see. Now I have to cut this one smaller because of the spacing there. We need to adjust as we go. If it wasn't for the design that's so beautiful, it would be just easy. Just keep on going with these and that's it. Honky tonk guitar, when all the lights will go out one by one, the people join the sun and the wind takes it away. And my North Star is starting to take shape. These are the tips. And it's time to cut some more material. Wouldn't it be nice to make a star? I've been dreaming about it for so long. Oh, wouldn't it be nice to make a star? I've been dreaming about it for so long. One way or another. So I don't have a lot of space in there, and I still have all of this sewing to do, all up until the middle right here. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to fold this in like that and continue sewing, but I don't know how much I can fit in that hole right there. For now, I'm just gonna continue sewing, and I'm sure I'm gonna have a solution after. If you want to try this technique, guys, I suggest that you try without the design. You know, mixed colors, just one color, it's up to you. Do the technique, but not so much the design if you're not sure. You know, if you're not sure how it's going to turn out, because I thought it was going to be one thing, and now as I go, I noticed that no, it's not like I thought. I find myself having to adjust all the time, which is good. Like, I'm learning as I go, but it would be done by now if it wasn't for the North Star design. But I wanted it so badly, and then if it turns out to be beautiful, I'm just going to be so happy that I did it. Now that the star is getting wider, I have to add more material. I was working with one only, and now two. It's coming together. Looking good, hey? Taking shape. On the tip of the stars, I'm still using 2 of the triangles, but soon I'm gonna have to do 3. As the star widens, I need to use more of the material. So now that everything was coming nicely together, my machine decided to stop working properly. So it's not sewing, as you can see. So every once in a while it skips. So I tried a few things and nothing seems to work. So I either need to get it fixed or I have to buy another one. Oh brother. So I opened up my machine and it looks like it needs some cleaning. And I found that this seems to be the problem. The motor belt is too old. It's ripped in places. There's parts missing. So yeah, it's 30 years old. It lived its life, and it's time for a new replacement. I hope this is what was causing the issue of it not stitching. I oiled it. And then I'll be cleaning it because it needs a lot of cleaning. So I've placed an order for a new belt. And for now, it's just a matter of waiting for the belt to arrive. And hopefully that was the issue. And I'll be able to continue my beautiful project. In the meantime, I'll take a break. That's to be continued. So after a few weeks of waiting, the new belt has arrived. I'm excited to try it. Hopefully it's going to work, because that's the question remaining. Is it going to work? Is it going to fit properly? All right, so let's try this. This is where it needs to go. Okay, that's good. And then here, looks like it's going to be very tight. I don't know if I'm going to be strong enough to do that. So I'm going to unscrew the motor a little bit to see if it moves, if this comes up, to make it easier to put it in there. I guess because it's brand new, it's very, very tight. Oh, okay, so you see how this is moving a little? Oh, this is gonna be tough. A bit more. So we have to kind of put it on one side and then turn the wheel to hopefully get it to go in place. You need a bit. Oh, there you go. Perfect. It's in place, so now I have to tighten the motor again. Hopefully it's gonna work. Hopefully that was the problem. Done! So it turns out that the motor belt wasn't the only issue with my brother machine. It was still skipping stitches. So I ended up taking it to a repair shop, and they told me that the timing was also wrong, that the timing was also an issue. And what that means is that the needle from up here and the bobbin down there weren't always meeting at the same time, and every time they didn't meet, it wouldn't sew. They also told me that sewing machines need to be serviced every 5 years, whether you use them or not. Who knew? But now it's all good. It's sewing again, and I can finally resume my wonderful North Star rug project. The star is coming in. So my brother machine went out of time again. And now I know why. It's because that machine is not powerful enough for the project I'm working on. I'm trying to sew through 5 layers of material, and that's a bit too much for that machine. When we fold the material, you create 4 layers right here, and then plus the burlap. It's just too much. It's too thick for that machine. So I had to buy another machine. And this is what I got. A heavy-duty machine. She's from the 1940s or 1950s, around there. She is beautiful, she is vintage, and she is a singer, just like me. I've done quite a bit of work already with it to see how she runs, and it looks like we're gonna get along just fine. The circle is getting smaller. It's been a real roller coaster ride with this project because of the machine, but I am determined to finish it. At least here I have a little bit more space than the other one. So over here I'm positioning the very last piece of the white, and then it'll be all blue, well except the center. Right there. The way this machine sews, you feel it, you can hear it, you can feel it, that it's a powerful machine. It gives you a sense of security or something. I don't know how to explain it, but you feel like it's doing a good job. You can't go fast, even if you wanted to. There's no way, because the pieces are so small, right? But I love a challenge. Should have gotten this a long time ago. It's taking shape. It's almost done. I'm getting excited. So much hard work, but it's looking good. I love it. I'm gonna be able to sew all the way to the center with this machine, because look how much space I have here. Yay! It's been a heck of a journey. In some areas we're closer than others, but that's okay. That's an easy fix. If you're gonna do something like this, a project like this or similar, make sure you have the right equipment. I'm not saying for you to get a singer. It could be something else, but it needs to be heavy duty. It needs to be a strong machine. This machine only sews straight, doesn't do any zigzag or none of that stuff, but that's fine because for that I have the brother. But for sewing, especially with burlap and thick materials, and to sew through several layers of material such as this, one of these is perfect. A singer, an antique, it's beautiful and it works. And just in case if you're curious about the price of the machine, I paid $100. That's it, I know, $100 for such a beauty. I couldn't be happier. Thank God for this line, otherwise I would never know if I'm sewing in a circle or not. Well, I know I'm sewing in a circle, but as you can see, it's not even, so it's hard to tell. So in some spots I still need to put some more of this material, and some other ones, no. So now the center. So I'm gonna use blue and burgundy, but I think I'm gonna need to cut these a bit smaller. I'm just gonna eye it. I just have a feeling that it'll look better if they're smaller. Okay, so I'm gonna do 1 row of navy. I have to constantly be turning the whole rug because of the space being so tight now. Okay, so now we're gonna do burgundy. We are the champions. We are the champions. Whew. So now what are we doing for the center? We're gonna do white. So for the center, I'm gonna be using the top layer, which is the material with the texture. I'm going to be using this piece of lining just to give it some extra cushioning and a flat piece under. So I'm just trying to create a little bit of a pop-up, if you know what I mean. I'm just going to eye it. I know it's still quite big. Yeah, it's about 5.5 inches. So I only need 4. Still too big. 4 and 4. And then I'm gonna fold it 1 inch in. Okay, so let's install the center. Woo! Now it has to be really slowly. I think it's gonna look like a button. Yes. Done. Woo! Look at that. Yay! Look at this. Look at the little center. So cute. Oh my goodness. I love it. I'm gonna go through the entire carpet and I'm gonna look for mishaps. I'm gonna look for spots such as this. Looks like I need to insert something there. And then there's things like this where the machine didn't catch the material. So I'm gonna have to sew this by hand, like right there, secure it there. Oh, see this piece right here? It was supposed to be folded like that. So I'll do that by hand now. So I'm gonna double the thread just to make it stronger. And just tie a knot there. Good. So this one is done. Then just secure the stitch on the back here. And another one done. So the reason why there's some mishaps, it's because some of them was myself. I didn't position them in the right place and the machine missed them. But the majority of it, it's because of when the machine wasn't sewing. So it was skipping stitches, it was making like these long stitching. So now I just need to look for gaps, such as this one here, and insert a few triangles. There's a few that I need to do, and then we're done. So I'm done with the rug, and now I need to work on the liner. So I'm gonna use that and this, which I have cut to size already. This is what I want to show on the other side of the rug. I think I'm gonna use about 3 layers of this in between the rug and the actual bottom of the rug. So just for extra cushioning. So I'm gonna pin the fabric to the liner, and then I'm gonna cut around it. I can feel it already. It's thin, but it helps. Okay, so it turns out that this rug is bigger than I thought, and I only have enough lining for 2 layers. So 2 it is. I'm gonna pin the whole thing, so all the layers of the lining to the burlap, just so I don't lose control of this thing. When I do an inside out, then I'll have this on the floor and this on top. One thing I need to make sure is that I'm not gonna catch any of my material, any of the triangles. Secure the stitch. Here we go. I need to leave enough of an opening to flip the carpet inside out. Secure the stitch. Flip it inside out and then finish the sewing. Wow, beautiful. Now I just need to sew this part and we're done. I'm just going to finish it by hand now. And here it is, my beautiful North Star rug. Just going to clean it a little bit. Wow, et voila. So everyone, this is it. This project is finally done. It was quite challenging, I must say, but it was worth it. I mean, just look at it. It's so cute. I'm so happy with the results. So on that note, I'd like to thank our good friend Edith for sharing this technique with us. So Edith, obrigada por partilhares esta técnica conosco. Bem-ajas. Alright, so guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share it, like it, comment, and please subscribe in order to keep up with Linda. Alright, ciao! I love it! Oh. Wow! And this is its final destination. I don't want to step on it. Wow, it feels good to lie down on my North Star rug. Wait, where's North? Mission accomplished. I'm gonna sleep now. Wait, where's North? Over here? Or over there?